Hi everybody, welcome back to our channel, and today I'm so excited. I have a Gen Z in the house. Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing good.
So this person decided now to come and ask me some few questions regarding to Gen Z. So stay tuned, and if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please hit that subscription button. And we are doing it as raw as possible. So stay tuned. Every month I'll try bringing in a guest so that at least we can understand a bit of financial literacy, entrepreneurship, everything, investing, wealth creation, legacy building, wealth preservation. And so I'll be bringing in an expert who can be explaining to us some of these concepts. I'm so excited, but for today, because Sylvester, karibu sana.
Asante sana.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. We are glad to be on the show.
Yes.
So we'll just go direct.
Don't hit it.
Leo ni leo.
Hello.
I've been waiting for this day.
Gen Zs.
Nimekuwa nikingojea siku. So I'll just go forward now to the first question.
Okay.
So you find for the Gen Zs,
Yeah.
mostly the Gen Zs, we are the most online,
Yes.
the most informed, the most financially aware generation. Ever. I think ever to exist. So why are many of them or many of us still living paycheck to paycheck at even the age of 25 maybe?
Wow. Umeanza na yeah?
Tunaanzia direct.
So if I look at it like this, yeah, like you have mentioned, Gen Zs basically are the generation that has grown up with a lot of money. I mean, knowledge in regards to money, because this is the generation where they grew up with laptops, with social media. And I know when it comes to Gen Zs, they have all the knowledge when it comes to money.
Yeah.
Ask a Gen Z what is paying yourself first. They will explain to you what the concept of compounding interest is. They will explain to you.
Yeah.
So why they still living paycheck to paycheck, if according to me what I would think is, yeah? One, yes, they have the knowledge, but are they actualizing that information? There's having the knowledge, yes, but there's putting that knowledge to work.
Okay.
When it comes to Gen Zs, honestly, I think they have information overload, but they don't have a structure. So you find this person, yes, they earn money, but without a good structure, all the money is spent. They have the knowledge, they know I need to do budgeting. Actually, these days is easy. I need to do budgeting, I need to do everything. But the big question will be, yeah, are you doing that budgeting as it's supposed to be
so
done?
actionizing the
yes, putting that action to the knowledge you have, putting it to action. So sometimes I will say, especially with the Gen Zs, information is there.
Yeah.
But behavior, like especially with the mindset, that is where something needs to change.
Okay.
Because you need to train your mind. This is what I'm supposed to do. When I get money, I need to sit down with my money. I always say, go for a money date.
Yeah.
Actually, plan for that money before it actually comes. I do my budgeting. I need to start maybe doing small investments, and that way at least that habit forms. And so with that habit, you can now start understanding, when my money comes, instead of me living paycheck to paycheck, I have a small money set aside for doing 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
Yes.
And just on the same question actually, do you think procrastination also adds to the struggle now?
I will say actually it's the biggest I will say the biggest thing is mindset first. Yeah, you shift your mindset and tell your mind, I will be doing this. Out of setting your mindset, procrastination comes from that, because you keep on procrastinating doing it. And when I say shift your mindset, you will now stop doing procrastination.
Okay.
Because if you don't do that budget, who will do it for you?
Okay.
Out of doing a budget, a simple budgeting, you will start investing in a simple way. You'll start, maybe even if you have a debt, you'll start paying it off. You will know exactly, these are my expense, these are my needs, these are my wants. You will know every coin where it's going. And out of that, you will understand, these are my money leaks. Because most of the time we live paycheck to paycheck because we don't identify where are our money leaks basically. Where am I spending money without knowing I'm spending? Simple subscriptions. Simple, you are supposed to jab, but umeona like hapana, kambua kamekuja, you take an Uber. You have so many AIs that you're paying for, yet you don't use them. you have so many subscriptions, like you have Netflix, you have Prime TV, you have, do you need all those for movie watching? And you're not using. So identify those small money leaks, basically.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So thank you for that one. And the next one is we grew up basically as, I remember we grew up watching TV. Then we came up the era of phones and smartphones when we were introduced to Instagram, TikTok. We were introduced to influencers basically.
Yeah.
So we've been seeing people going expensive trips, design outfits, soft life here and there. Until you see a guy 21 years is driving an AMG. So how much is lifestyle inflation actually destroying our finances, especially as Gen Zs now?
Wow, that one is even overall, not only even Gen Zs, but I know we are talking about Gen Zs, yeah? But I will say lifestyle inflation starts with invisible inflation. What do I mean by this? Yeah. Take for example, you are earning maybe 25,000.
Yeah.
Then you get a pay rise and you go maybe to 30,000. You get a pay rise, you go to 40. You get a pay rise, you go to 50. But what you don't realize, the moment you get a payment in a salary increment, what most Gen Zs do is run for the latest iPhone, is run for the latest shoe, is run for the latest human hair. So not even, you just want a collectible of things. At the moment you won't feel the pinch, but collectively, if you put everything that you bought just simply because you saw on social media this and this person has, that is now how lifestyle inflation starts creeping in. And if you don't tame it, it continues even when you're 40, when you're 50. The moment you get a pay raise, what you do, you are living in a bed sitter, now you move to a one bedroom. Just simply because you got that kidogo increment. When I say it continues all the way, because you get a family, what happens, you continue like, you are doing okay, but because you have changed job, an increment comes, you decide now to go to a bigger house, you decide to go to the posh estates, changing kids' schools and doubling their school fees all of a sudden. And so when I say it's invisible inflation, it's things that we do, small bits of it that now increase and now tend to have an overhaul of what we now call lifestyle inflation. When it starts, you might not notice it. So for a Gen Z, what I would say is, the moment you get a pay rise, still continue living in the same situation, nothing has changed. So that at least that increment, you can now start investing. Yes, and creating a buffer. So that is now what I would refer to as continue living with the same means that you have been,
just the same lifestyle.
And when you see people on socials and sometimes people display their lifestyle that has been funded from maybe debts. And that is something that people don't realize. Sometimes if I look, you can see, today I'm like this, but do you know, like, if it's someone who bought my human hair? No.
So there's a secrecy also to most of these things they are seeing online.
You should be very cautious of who you are following and how their lifestyle looks like, because sometimes, knowingly or unknowingly, I also like to follow people and I admire people out there. But at the same time, I have to understand where I am financially. Can I be able to afford? Or is it something I would want to be doing, or to take those trips, to do all those things, Because now the question comes, can my numbers sort that? And if they can't sort it out at the moment, what can I do? And are they really things that I like? Because sometimes we find that people, like enjoying life. But are you enjoying the life that you desire, or because someone else is doing it?
Also, are you enjoying someone else's life?
Are you enjoying someone else's life? And everything comes down to the numbers. And as much as I talk about the numbers, we also look at priorities. Maybe for me, a good financial life that I'm fully satisfied is traveling the world. Another person is investing and fully leaving their kids with a good, buffer.
A good buffer.
Yes. So if mine is traveling the world, am I doing it? Am I ensuring my numbers are working towards that? Or just because I saw a classmate has bought a new GLE, I also want to buy a new GLE. Yet that is what they prioritize. And for me, what if you prioritize traveling? So it all comes down to my priorities, my numbers out there looking at, my financial goals. That is actually the overall of it all. If your financial goals is traveling, like I've said, numbers should indicate that.
Yeah.
If it's buying that GLE, numbers should indicate that. Because like I always say, when you come to most of my talks and my classes, when we are setting financial goals, they shouldn't be so restrictive. That is, it's all about investing. There's the first thing we always look at is how to enjoy life. Because if it's all about investing without enjoying life, it will get monotonous and you will get bored. So for Gen Zs, if you're looking at social media, you need to understand, is this person, where are they getting their money? How are their money looking like? How is their debt looking like? We have seen scenarios whereby people are living posh, but huku chini there are so many I don't know, auctioneers, I don't want,
yes, even months later
kuna wenye pia wako na blessers, you never know some of these things. So you need to sit down, analyze your numbers and talk to your numbers.
Right.
And anytime you get maybe an increase of money, you get pay rise, you get maybe a blesser who gives you a good
or another source of
income, at least maintain the same lifestyle.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. That's true.
Yes.
So for a Gen Z, most of us, again, we've seen we are the most online, the most informed generation currently.
Yes.
So we hear cryptos, we hear forex, we hear stocks, we hear circles, we have rates, we have treasury bills, treasury bonds. There's something that was going on just some few days ago about the TVs and the bonds. So we are generally informed, but most of them, they do not know where to start. So like, for example, now if a 24-year-old, even a 22-year-old comes to you and tells you, I have 5,000 shillings right now, where should they, or what should they actually start with? Or even the basic salary that they got the first time, or your first paycheck. So what should be their first action, or what should they do with it first?
So when I answer that, it's not only Gen Zs. Sometimes I even have even millennials, or they come and, hey, I have this, I'm getting some money, where should I start? Or even they don't have getting money, I just want to start investing, where do I start? And the first thing I would say is, I don't tell them where to start. The first thing I need to see is your financial goals. So as a Gen Z, sit down and first write your financial goals, because that one now will give you a direction. From there, after writing your financial goal, have a vision board. At least you can be able to now see, this is the direction I am moving, and that is my destination. And when I talk about vision board, I always tell, and I will always say, and I might be contradicting, do a financial vision board. A proper financial vision board. Not just taking pictures and sticking, that is good. But I think I have done an in-depth video on having on financial vision board, and we always do it, I think, for free for every beginning of the year. Yes. So there is a difference between a financial vision board and a normal vision board. So just do a financial vision board. It will auto-calculate for you all the numbers you need. Now we are talking about Gen Zs. Let me not deplete to the other side. By the way, we will also be doing a physical vision board towards the end of this year. We will communicate more on the dates and details. So now what happens with the 5,000? As a Gen Z, after writing your financial goals, the next thing you need to do is now start step by step. The first thing on your financial vision board should be, or not financial vision board, financial goals should be having an emergency fund. The 5,000, take 2,000. Put them aside as your buffer for your emergency fund, because anything can pop up, so you don't have to go into debt. So that one is set aside. Then the 2,000, you remember in your financial goals, maybe you have a goal to travel or to buy a land, or just a simple goal. Now take that, the next 2,000, start putting aside in a vehicle that you will work towards that goal. Like you can start putting them in a circle or a money market. Then the 1,000, that is remaining from the 5,000, you can always have that for your simple. You can just have that for your simple enjoyment.
So basically my funds or my wants.
But if if I look at it, yeah, even instead of putting that in your wants, because if at all you're following a proper way of doing budgeting, your wants are well sorted. I will say this extra 1,000, take it and start investing in yourself.
Okay.
Get a valuable skill. Pay for a course. Pay for internet to finish those online courses, yeah? And if a course is costing much, yeah, you can even decide the whole of this year I'm investing towards that course. Yes, because I tend to believe Gen Zs, one thing they have advantage of is time. They have so much time that they can be able to leverage on. And at that age is where you don't have like so much responsibilities. You can be able to easily develop your skills without someone looking at you, mommy, I want this, or dad, I want a shoe. So you can be able to start investing with your skills. Because out of investing with these skills, in the long run, you become an expert in a certain area. And that one is good investment that will later come and at least help you to have an extra income. Yes. So that is how I will structure 5,000 if I was at Gen Z.
So just talking about even the plans that you've given us, you've started with an emergency fund. And there's something during your classes, when you listen to most of your classes, or even trainings, you usually say start with an emergency fund is a must.
Yes.
So could you just for a bit explain or just expound on why is an emergency fund important, especially for a young man who has that time before they even get a family, before more responsibilities start lying on your shoulder?
I'll give you just a simple example. Umenda town,
Yeah.
You're in town and those people snatches away your phone.
Yeah.
What will you do? You don't have an emergency fund, you don't have anything, it's just your kasalo. Utende alone. So what happens, an emergency fund is to caution that. For you to not to get into debt knowingly or unknowingly sometimes.
Right.
So if you had that buffer set aside, so you will just go to your emergency fund and withdraw and just buy another phone. You won't even start calling friends and sumbuaing, oh, do you have a kabambe somewhere? Do you have an extra phone somewhere? You won't. So that is what now an emergency fund sorts. Sometimes shags happens, and I know most Gen Zs are also taking care of their families. We are calling it love tax nowadays. And so maybe mom or dad calls you because there's an emergency home and you need to sort that out. So what do? You go to your fund and get that money. So an emergency fund is a must have. And that is why I won't say at you go everything you start investing. You have to at least build up that buffer. And sometimes what I always say is when you're building that buffer, it doesn't have to be like you strain up until like every month everything is going to that buffer. Take even for like 4 years until you build that buffer to a certain amount. Yes, there's also another important thing I want to say. There's something we call goal-based investing. When I say like the investment that you're putting in a Sakoram, an MMF, it should be directly that goal that you have for your financials. Like for your financial goals should link to the vehicle that you're investing. Why am I not talking about crypto and stocks? Because for a Gen Z, it's a good way if at all you understand.
So you understanding.
Yes, understanding matters. But nowadays, because of hype, Gen Zs just want, Peter is investing in crypto, Joyce is investing in stocks. You just run, you're not understanding how the stock market operates, you're not understanding how crypto market operates,
even
and even everything. And you just want to start investing. And now this brings to the risk of you losing your money. Because you went with it because of the hype. And then after you lose your money, what comes? Unakuja, you start, I don't do. For a Gen Z, start somewhere that you understand, at least a risk conservative vehicle, somewhere that you understand how it operates.
Then I think the 1,000 that you were speaking about, you can now pay for master classes.
That is building a skill. That is pay for a master class, pay for a course. It's basically
buy
buy books,
buy
yes,
tools also.
buy tools. Whether if you don't have, as a Gen Z, if you don't have a budgeting tool, there's a planner I've created, a simple one, that is going for only 500 Kenya shillings.
500.
One-time payment, and at least you will now be able to be directing your money every month. And you sit down with your bills, and you start doing what? At least you will be knowing where every shilling is going.
So I think something that I also love about the budget planner, is that it's only, you only put your wants, you only put the numbers once.
Yes.
Afterwards,
it auto-calculates.
Just auto-calculates.
The only place that you will be needing to be adjusting on a monthly basis is sometimes, wants differ.
Yeah.
So that fixed needs will always be fixed. Wants will always be differ. Leo umeenda kinyozi, umeenda kwa baba, and then they have charged you 500. Next month you feel like you want to go to a mall, they charge you 1,000. So the wants is what that will differ. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So to the next one, just be honest with us. As we come to a close, just be honest with us. Is building wealth genuinely, I repeat, I quote, genuinely, and I underline genuinely, possible for a Gen Z in Kenya right now, in this economy that we are in? Or is that a promise that just that comes with other risks? So is building wealth genuinely, because there is building wealth, but genuinely, is it possible for right now, especially the times that we are in?
House investor. Yes, it is possible. Because honestly, it's very possible for a Gen Z to build wealth. The only disadvantage will be, right now Gen Zs are coming when the economy is slightly very harsh. Inflation is very high, so you can't compare building wealth in the 90s compared to building wealth right now. But it's very possible if at all someone has a very good structure and a good system in place, and they at least are continuing improving on their skill knowledge, because out of that is now when they can start increasing with, like now for example, like we had said, at least increase your skills. Out of increasing your skill, you can be able now to have an extra job. Out of having an extra job, now you may have like maybe 2 or more income. You start creating more passive income. Out of the investments that you're doing, they are bringing in interest or dividends. That's also like an extra passive income. So out of all that, that's how you start building wealth. But I will say this, when it comes to building wealth and when it comes to money, personal finance is very personal. Building wealth is very personal. How I focus and view wealth is not the same way like someone else focusing and views what is wealth. You need to sit down and first ask, what's my financial freedom number? How do I view wealth? Where do I want to be? You see, all those questions now come. You remember when you're doing your vision board? The longer term of the long term now. Yes, now that is now how you will start now creating and building wealth. But also you need to understand where you are. Like there is the survival stage. And I would imagine if you've just started earning money, all of us at the survival stage, where money comes in. Honestly, I am barely surviving. I pay everything, like we have said, the paycheck to paycheck. Then you need to work towards now, how do I go to the next stage? And this now comes in at the stability stage. After survival, you go now to stability. This is now where you are able now, bills are not stressing you too much. Remember, because you're not having lifestyle inflation. You're not just increasing your lifestyle anytime you get a paycheck. Now that is now where stability comes in. Then we have the growth level. After stability, you start now growing your money. Now you start telling your money, you have to work for me. Now after that, now you go to now independent financial freedom. Yes, but financial freedom is, I talk about it, it's so different with so many people. Because sometimes, if at all, maybe my annual expenses come maybe to, depending on someone, if maybe your annual expenses come to maybe 1.2 million, I need to understand what's now my financial freedom. So if I can be able to get a number or passive income that can be generating the same exact amount that I'm able to spend in a whole year, on a monthly basis.
No.
Yeah. That's another way to look at it. But you need to understand which stage am I in when it comes to wealth building.
And I think as we are talking about financial goal setting and vision board, we have there's a tool from Japesh.
Yes.
Financial goal setting and vision. Can you talk to us about that tool just for a minute or so?
That tool is called All-in-One Wealth Kit. It basically has I sat down and I realized, like most of my tools come from the problems I am facing. And so personally, even my books, the way I write, it's everything that I'm experiencing. And I decided, wait a minute, what if we got a tool that has everything in one
place?
I can put my financial goals and track them, because the tool auto calculates everything. And I identify this year, this is where I want to be. And out of that, I keep on monitoring it. It also has a budgeting and expense. This is my budget, this is my actual amount that I need to pay. But things happen. These are what I paid. It also calculates your net worth. Sometimes, do you know your assets? Do you know your liabilities? That figure sometimes is always negative. So how do I work towards making my net worth positive? It has the calculation of financial freedom number. You just input your annual expenses and it auto calculates you and tells you, by the age of maybe I want to retire when I'm 50 or 55, this is what amount of money that you need to have put in place as liquid investment somewhere.
So it's a whole package.
It's a whole package. It also has an annual dashboard that shows you every month, this is what I did this month. It's a whole package. I'm telling you, you can track your debts. And I've given even you two ways. There's always the debt snowballing and avalanche. So it can be able to explain to you, like, this is how to finish your debts. So it's a good interactive. It has basically 15 trackers.
I think to purchase that tool, the link will be in the description of this video.
Yes. Please
purchase that tool. It's for everybody.
And we have actually a discount that is ongoing, 50% discount.
50%. Nani ataki 50% discount. And last but not least, mobile apps, mobile loan apps, they are everywhere. They are everywhere.
Kabisa.
You can access them. We are scrolling through Facebook, it's there. You're scrolling through IG, boom, the pop-up is there. So what do you say to a 22-year-old, or basically a Gen Z, who is borrowing every month just to get through the week?
I'm telling you, when you start scrolling, I don't know what Meta does. You start getting even more and more of those apps, But what I will tell a 22-year-old, I was once there. Like I said, I always do everything because of my own experiences and my many money mistakes. When I was young, I took a loan. But if I had a bit of knowledge on why I'm taking that loan, the purpose of it, I knew the purpose, I knew everything, But how I took it and the outcome of it is now where the biggest mistake came in. For a 22-year-old, it's not bad to take those loans, but the reason comes in, why are you taking the loans? And sometimes you find that sometimes it develops like a lifestyle. My salary is maybe 25,000 or 20,000, but in my mobile app I can access 5,000. So in your head you tell yourself you have 30,000, and and it's something that you budget with the 30,000. But you see, it's a cycle that you have developed of paying that debt. Take for example, if that debt is a mobile debt, the interests are so hefty. So coming out of that debt becomes quite struggle. And it becomes like now a lifestyle. I'm telling you, most Gen Zs are in these mobile apps like no one's business. And it's simply because they count that as their money. So how do you move from that? Number one, sit down with our budgeting tool, yes. And then you analyze, this is my exact budget. Identify where can I reduce. Then start every month taking 1,000, putting it aside. I'm not even telling you to first pay your debt. Start putting aside, at least gather, have a buffer of even 10 Gs. Then take like 5K, finish off all your debts. Remain with this 5,000 set aside as the buffer. So that in case of anything that pops up, you go to your buffer and do what? Get the money.
You won't have to go back.
You don't have to go back to the loans. And if you get money from your buffer, always put back, like, repay that buffer as you're repaying your.
So it's like you're taking a loan from
yourself, yes, but without interest.
Without interest.
But continue, even if you get that, but continue putting and increasing more money to that buffer. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes.
For the questions. I think there'll be more and more in the future.
Yes.
If you have any questions regarding finances, personal finance, just drop the questions in the comments, and we'll be sure to answer them in the next videos or in the next episode.
Yes. Yeah. And for our Gen Z, I hope you enjoyed our session. Like Sylvester has said, if you have any question, if you have any clarification that you would want us to make, please don't fear. Drop us a text, drop us our WhatsApp is always open. We take around 24 hours to respond to you, and let's engage. Let's at least clarify where you are in life right now when it comes to your finances or your investments, and let's create those financial goals. Stay tuned for our next.